Hi, and welcome to the Nightscout project. Nightscout is an open source project that takes data from a Dexcom CGM and sends it to the cloud where it can be accessed by diabetics and the people that care for them. In this video, we'll walk through setting up an account on Mongolab, the website used for uploading CGM data. Then we'll create a new database, a user to access that database, and a collection for storing data. Finally, we'll copy out the bits of text needed to make the Android upload device work and to connect the website where your CGM data will be displayed. This video is not meant to replace the Quick Start documents. It's meant to help clarify them. Start by opening up your web browser and going to mongolab.com. Click on the Sign Up button in the upper right to begin the process. Enter an account name and a username, as well as your email and a password. This account name and username are for Mongolab only. It's a good idea to write these down as part of your Nightscout setup. Now, you have to click the Master Services Agreement link at the bottom and review the agreement before you can check the I accept button. Once you do, click the Create Account button. Mongo will create your account and present you with a home page. Now, you'll have to verify your email address, so open up your email application and you should see a message from Mongo that looks sort of like this one. Click the link in the email and then you'll sign in with the username and password you just created a few moments ago. Once you do, your account will be verified and you can move to the next step. With a verified account, you can begin creating things on Mongolab. Click the Create New button on the right with a lightning bolt to begin. On the Mongolab Create page, select Microsoft Azure from the list of cloud providers. You can change the location if you want to, but it generally isn't necessary. Change the plan to single node development to use the free option. This will entitle you to 0.5 GB of data, which with the current Nightscout setup should last multiple years, 5 to 10 even. Now, finally, enter a database name. It does need to be lowercase. A good practice is to simply put DB on the end of your username, but it's entirely up to you. You really don't even have to remember it. Now, click the Create New MongoDB Deployment button and give yourself a pat on the back as Mongo does its work. You'll be presented with a new screen like this showing your database. Click the name to open up the database and continue. When you first open the database page, Mongo will alert you that you do not have a database user and offer you an easy link to create one. Click that link to open the Add New Database User dialog. Remember, your Mongolab user and your database user are not the same thing. Now, many people use the same name in both places. It's up to you, but I like to keep them separate. Enter a username and password here and click the Create button. You'll need these values later to configure your Android phone and your Azure website, so write them down. Now, scroll up and click on the Collections button. A collection is where we'll actually store the data inside the database, and you need one to proceed. Click the Add Collection button and enter a new collection name. You'll need this name later, so again, write it down and keep it simple. Click Create and you'll be done. Now, to set up your Android uploader and the Azure website, you'll need what's referred to in the instructions as the Mongo connection strings. They're just lines of text, but they're fairly complex, so let's cut and paste instead of trying to type them in manually. Open up Windows Notepad and keep it handy, and then on the Mongolab screen, highlight the text and paste it into a new note. You're going to replace the pieces between the less than and greater than with your database username and password. Remember, the database username is not your Mongolab username. In this case, I've set up nstest_user as my database username and nstest1 as the password. Delete the placeholder text and you have the Mongo connection string for your Nightscout setup. This is also a good place to save the collection name, so enter it in and save your note so you can find it later. Now you're configured with Mongolab and ready to move on. Thanks for checking out this video, and remember, if you have questions, visit nightscout.info or visit the CGM in the Cloud Facebook group. We're here to help, and we're not waiting.